In the story my people tell every year, we are at the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army is approaching. We can see their spears glistening in the sun and hear the hoofbeats of the horses against the sand. In front of me, the waves rise and crash. Storm-torn. I don't know what to do. We are in a narrow place. I don't know what to do. None of us do. And then one kid, Nachshon, listens to something sacred within and walks into the water, ankles, hips, over his head. And then we follow, kids, elders, parents, running, crashing into the water, and together our people part the waves. We cross on dry ground. This is a holy vision. Right now, in this moment, I am afraid because a climate crisis is destroying our homes and threatening my generation's shot at a livable future. I'm talking about California, where intense droughts lead to wildfire. I'm thinking about hurricanes getting slower and wetter. Hurricane Dorian hit the Bahamas, and a blind man, Brent Lowe, had to carry his disabled son on his shoulders through chin-high water to safety. And I'm thinking about the spears of hatred, which are approaching every day, and climate refugees separated from their parents at the border. And I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? Where are we supposed to turn? Where do we find the courage to act? Today, I'm talking about public narrative, the craft of telling stories to explain why we care, to share our courage, so that our people can act together. It used to be, I didn't think we had time for stories or listening or any of it. I was chair of High School Democrats of America, and I'd spend long nights with good colleagues planning big projects, and the details would fall through, and we would yell and argue, and we'd end the calls, and it'd feel like it wasn't just we didn't know what we were doing, we didn't know why we were doing it. And I would collapse into bed exhausted thinking, I don't know why I'm doing any of this. And I just thought that's the way it had to be. And then something changed. February 17th, last year, Emma Gonzalez calls BS on the NRA. And my generation mobilizes. High School Dems creates an action guide, and we need feedback on the guide. So we go to a teacher, Marshall Gantz, a guy who did civil rights work, organized with farm workers in California. Go to his office, give him the guide. He reads it, puts it down, says, "Why are you here?" The guide, we say, feedback. No, he says, "Why do you care? Why are you here?" High School Dems? No, he says, what in your life has taught you to care? Why are you High School Dems? Why are you here? We don't know the answer. But by the end of the meeting, I realize he cares more about what's in my heart than what's on the paper. He connects me to Anjali, a narrative coach. Weeks later, I sit under a red umbrella in Harvard Square with Anjali. She asks similar questions. What's a moment in your life that taught you to care? And I don't know the answer. She asks about home, school, faith, family. I tell her that my grandparents survived the Holocaust, and she leans in close, eyes wide. Tell me about a time you learned about that. What was that like? And the moments return. That time in Nana's apartment, time in synagogue auditorium, the first time I walked into a campaign office. They come back, and over days, weeks, months, those moments, experiences turn into a narrative with lots of help. That fall, last fall, I get the chance to share that narrative. It's November 7th. 200 of us with Sunrise Movement are in the Capitol in D.C. We're going to sit in at Speaker Pelosi's office to call for a Green New Deal, a plan to stop climate change, make jobs, leave no one behind. And I've got butterflies in my stomach because I'm so nervous. But we go to the office, sit down. Aaron and Varshini, 2 leaders, hold the space, lead us in song, tell stories, hold up signs. And then Aaron points and beckons. And I go in the hallway. My heart is drumming in my throat, but I say my piece. Synagogue auditorium, Nana's apartment, campaign office, I drop it. And after I say it, I've got this sinking feeling, like I've said too much, like people are embarrassed, shame creeping up my neck. But people were listening. People are always listening. And so I'm arrested, released, go to a party. But the video is posted. And since then, 15 million people have seen that story. And 15 million is a whatever number. What matters is that the Green New Deal has become the defining vision for every climate plan from every serious Democratic presidential contender. And Sunrise Movement did that by weaving together stories to shift our understanding of what's possible, motivate an unstoppable movement, and cross barriers of race, class, even party to build a coalition that transcends those who would divide us. That's the power of public narrative. Now, I'm going to take a quick step back to explain a little how it works. That a notable sociologist says we use our head and heart to perceive the world. So we see what choices we can make, and we see what choice we ought to make. And if it's a tough choice, we draw our motivation, our courage from the heart to make it. And so I'm asking you to join the movement or back a Green New Deal. I got to talk to your heart. And so we share experiences that taught us to care so that the listener can learn to care right alongside us as we do. And in public narrative, we structure those experiences. Challenge, choice, outcome. Painful, hurtful moments when we realize there's more work to be done. Choice, we realize our agency, ability to choose a path. Outcome, we see our impact on the world and our own life. And we include a source of hope, a time we were taught to believe in ourselves, believe in the possibility of a better world. So we got challenge, choice, outcome, hope. That's a big part of public narrative, and there's more to learn. And storytelling is one of many tools we use to be human, to be powerful. So there is even more to learn, but you're off to a good start. And I'm going to take one more step back to ask how you're doing with all this. Are you like, yeah, whoa, yeah. Are you like, sign me up, I want to learn a story? Or are you like, this is not for me. I'm not the person who motivates. Ask yourself this, please. And now another question, raise your hand to this. Who here has ever felt hurt in your life? Yeah, wow. Who here has ever felt hope? Gantz asks these questions, they're good. Because if you felt hurt and hope, you know the world is broken, and you know it can be whole. You know your part in repairing it. And even if you didn't raise your hand, I know that because you're here right now, Saturday afternoon, with people you never met, growing and learning and connecting. And those of you who said your role is not to motivate, I'm telling you, I can see your hearts. And they're pulsing and beating, wet, red, wild, kid crazy in your chest, and they hold a lifetime of experiences that have taught you to care, that have led you here. And there are people outside this room who are yearning to feel human with you, who need your courage. We are holding public narrative workshops here in Boston in coming months, and I would love to practice stories with you. So many people have invested in me. It's my responsibility to pass that on. So email, text, see me after this. Follow me into this work. Because there's going to come a time sooner than any of us think when our people will be in a narrow place. And the spears of hatred will come and the waves of uncertainty will rise and fall. And someone will point and beckon at you. And you will walk into the water. I'll be there. We'll be there. We'll follow you, and together our people will part the waves and cross on dry ground. And I would be so honored to follow you into that future we shape together. I'll be so honored. Thank you.